Hello everyone, my name is Rabbi Lankry. I'm the rabbi in Kilas Or Chaim, Monsey, New York, and I'm really excited to share with everyone some words on the parsha or on the holidays that will enlighten us and give us new meaning and clarity of our daily activities and of the Torah's lessons. Thank you. Parsha Tazria speaks about the power of speech. What an honor and a privilege. Thank you, Hashem, for giving me the ability to speak and to be able to communicate. You see, what separates me as a human from the animal kingdom is that I'm able to speak. Well, animals are able to communicate, and they can share with one another where there's danger, where there's food, and maybe they can even say more, but I really didn't master the languages of the animal kingdom. But we're able to eloquently express ourselves with emotion, with compassion, to write poetry, to write music, to stir someone's inner being and bring them to new places just because we're able to speak. Now that's a gift from Hashem. And that's why we could understand that in the parshas of Tazria and Misusing, where a person was being deemed a spiritual illness called tsaras, which is really a breakdown of two words, tsar, constricted, ace, for a moment of time. When you take God's privilege of power of speech and you use it negatively, what we need to do is we give the child a little time out. And what happens? He gets this blemish on his hand, he goes to the Kohen, he says, well, it's tsaras, and he has to sit outside of the encampment of the Jewish people for 7 days. He reflects, he internalizes, yes, my words has hurt someone else, and now I am the victim of my own speech, and now I'm aside. But that's the abuse, and the results of the abuse of the power, the gift of speech. And it could be the truth, because Lashon Hara is the truth. The person is so and so, but you know what? The sin of Lashon Hara, my Rebbe would explain to me, is that you ever see a caricature? You go to Central Park and you go to this Chinese guy, you give him $10 and you sit down in a chair and he draws you and he highlights and emphasizes, yes, I got a big nose. You got it? I got a big nose, right? But it's not my whole head. And what he does, he gives you a little body, a little head, put a big head, but guess what? Does the picture look like you? Yes. But it's emphasizing certain details that illustrates who you physically are, but it's not the total you. You're really much more than that picture. Lashon Hara comes and says, takes an aspect of that person's life and makes it his essence. And really, we are all far more than that one person's gossip in defining who we are. And because of that, we become ostracized, we become sociably uncool, defunct, because now that person has painted us as a caricature and emphasized one of our details as being our essence. But that detail is true, it's not a lie. We are, in a certain aspect, we may be shy, and he identifies that, oh, he's shy, but I'm also creative, I'm also smart, I'm also kind, and you forgot all about my other attributes. But guess what? There's something called Lashon Tov, not Lashon Hara. And that's the focus of today's talk. And I would like to share with you a story about a yeshiva boy. He answers the phone in the yeshiva back in the day. Hi, can you get my son? And the boy responds, of course, it'll be my pleasure. But before he goes off and he says, I just want you to know your son is an amazing person. He's so kind-hearted. But just letting you know, I'm going to go get him right now. You know what Lashon Tov did to that mom? Flew her. Gave her, such a sense of satisfaction. Gave her such a sense of resolve that, it's so difficult. I work 3 jobs so my son could be in the yeshiva. And now, this random boy gave me a compliment and made it all worth it. All my pain and struggles are worth it. Lashon Tov, a positive statement. Another story about this wonderful Jew, his name is Rabbi Yaakov, living in Bnei Brak. He would go daily to the hospital and visit their sick people. the ill people. And he would go to this one person and spend the most time. And the doctors would laugh at him and say, what are you doing? He's in a coma. He can't hear you. He can't see. He can nothing. He's doing time until God has mercy and takes his soul. And he would not listen to them. And he'd go spend time with this kind person that is now laying in a coma, and every day speak to him for a few minutes and give him chizuk. And then one day, 8 months later, he walks into the hospital. And as he comes in, the doctors rushed him and says, you won't believe it, he got up. And they rush him to the room. And as he gets into the room, he says to the doctors, where is he? Where is he? And the man, in his slurred voice, says, I know that voice. I want to talk to that voice. And he comes closer and they meet, and he says to him, everything you said to me, I heard. And I didn't really want to live, but you were the source for me to have the fight in me to want to live. And now I'm going to live my life. I thank you so much. Lashon Tov. We don't know if we crack a smile to somebody or we give them a little kind word. We don't know their predicament, where they are that day in life. Maybe they were having a good day, but maybe something deep inside of them was really troubling them, and maybe they were going to hurt themselves later. And you can just change his world with a kind statement. That's the power of speech. Yes, we understand how destructive speech can be, but today, let's understand how powerful and how uplifting and how much strength we can give someone with our power of speech. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for watching. Please click right over here to subscribe to our other videos that will be coming shortly. Thank you.